How you guys doing? Do you like the songs? Do you like singing? We haven't done it in a while. Years. Casualty of COVID. So it was fun for me. I'm glad you guys participated. I'm glad you chose, and I hope you chose, and I hope you did what you chose. We'll talk about choice today and power and all those great things and how they link and participate with each other. So the title of the service in the bulletin, I believe, is The Power of Your Choice. As usual, we might go a different little way with it, but it'll be choice. I want to look at choice and power together first to kind of start off. And it's probably going to be a little self-helpy up front. Get to me, we'll get to the church, right? But choice and power. I'm not saying choice is power because I think they are two different things, but there is always power in choice. Choice and power are brothers and sisters linked at the hip. They're the twins. And they walk around the world together. And where there is choice, power can be found. And when there is power, choice can be found. You guys cool with that for a baseline as we move forward? I'm not trying to... Choice is a exercise of power. Choice is me exercising power, right? I'm not saying choice is power, but I am saying choice and power are tight. Tight. All right? So if we look at, I'm a big history guy. I watch History Channel. Maybe a little too much. I should live in the now more. I've got a history degree. You know, I was supposed to be a history teacher. So I watch a lot of this stuff. And if you look historically at tyrants, basically, people that come in and want to take power and maybe usurp the guy before them. You guys know the top bangers right off the bat. You know the guys I'm talking about. What's one of the first things someone does to a people or a country when they usurp and gain power? If they want to if they want to retain all the power, what's the first thing they do? They take your choice away. They take your economic choice away. They take your religious choice away. They take your educational choice away. They're not dumb because they know that power comes through choosing. And you could even make the link of freedom and choice together. And so we as Americans say they take their freedom away, those rascals. But they're systematically removing choice for a group of people. So they're systematically retaining all power, right? But we know historically that doesn't work long term because you can't do that. We are divinity expressed through humanity, and we cannot be done that way for a very long time. Eventually all the systems break down. And we may do it in less foreseen ways in other places. We may do it in longer places. I'm not saying any of us are innocent in that construct of historical power struggles. But the choice is the first thing that goes because we know that choice and power are linked. So we've been talking about power all this whole month. And we've looked at a lot of different aspects of power. We've looked at all kinds of stuff. And really, the title of this service, yes, 100% there is power in your choice. And 100% you can express your power through choice. But choice is directly linked to power. So, we have tyrants in the world. They come up. They take all the choices of the people away. How many of us do that to ourselves? How many of us do that to ourselves? And it may not be in every aspect of life because we're great at compartmentalizing success and spirituality. But how many of us become our own tyrant? And we say, I don't have a choice. And when we say, I don't have a choice, we say, I don't have power. I don't have any power. If you don't have a choice, you cannot have power, right? So we tyrant ourselves enough, right? How many situations have we been in growing up through, and some of you may be awesome at always choosing and choosing consciously and choosing for your spirit to thrive. Kudos, good job, right? But how many of us throughout our lives have been in places and situations and timings and around people where we, quote unquote, don't have a choice? We don't have a choice. Here's the thing. This is a quote. I'll try to get it right. It's a quote from God, really, on the drive yesterday. A choiceless existence is a powerless existence. A choiceless existence is only lived by the blind. Because, guess what? There's always a choice. No matter what you're in, no matter what gunk is around you, there's always a choice. So if there's always a choice, what is there always? There's always power. There's always power. I want to pull up my phone. There's a tweet this week, and I'm really not big on Twitter, but I look, and it's my guy Tim Tebow. I don't know him personally, but for many reasons I like him. I think he's got a good heart and a good vibe, and also go Gators. But this is what it says. It says, you may not be able to change your circumstances, but you can learn, grow, and develop your character through whatever experience you are in. What Tebow says to me is, no matter what, guess what? You can learn, choice, grow, choice, or develop your character, choice. All three choices. I could be literally digging a ditch in a sewer line and be filled with sewer. And I have choices. I can choose to be angry about it. I can choose to be mad, and I can choose for my experience of that day to be one that I'm going to go home and be angry about, or I can choose to do it another way. You know? So I'll give you a couple examples of there, seriously, and I don't know if you guys are going to buy this all. You might, some of you agree with me, some of you probably won't. But I am a 100% true believer, 100% will stand on the mountaintop and say, I don't care. And you can take it to the nth degree. You can tell me all kinds of crazy examples of people's struggles. I don't care. There is always a choice. You have to go find it. You have to go find your choice. Because if you're in a place where you're powerless, we've all been there. I've been there. I can say that. I don't know about everybody else. I've been in a place where I am powerless. And the only thing that I know how to do is go find a choice, because I know that choice, in that choice, there is power. So I can hold on to that thread of power. I've been a couple times in my life, not a lot. A couple times in my life, I've been in a place where I felt so powerless, all I could say was, I choose life over and over again, or I choose happiness over and over again. The only reason I was doing it was to grab that rope, that thread, that string of power. I'm still powerful. I can do this, right? So when we feel powerless, all we have to do, the simplest of it, you got a lot more work after this. You got a lot more work after this, and you're going to do it your own way, and I'm cool with that. You have to go find a choice. Go find a choice. If you can find a choice, you can find power. Got it? All right. So one time, I think I was 16, 17. I was driving, and I had, typical evil parents making me do stuff that I didn't want to do. And we were trying to sell our house, I think, and there was like a privacy fence thing we were trying to put up with the trench. And so my directive for that day was that I needed to dig all the fence posts, and I needed to dig the trench, because we had water coming in from the neighbor who would flood our house, so we dug a little trench to get it out. So throughout my years, my typical response would be, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. This sucks. I want to go play basketball. I should be playing with my friends. All my friends are over there, and I got to dig these fence posts. And it's a simple example, but it's definitely something I think we do repeatedly on a daily basis. We tell ourselves we don't have a choice, and we look at the power of the parents telling me what to do as something I now have to struggle with, because I don't have a choice, so I'm mad at you. And one day I remember, and it sticks with me a lot, because I still am in the industry and I still have to dig holes. So, seriously, I dug about 10 holes last week, and every time I'm like, this is awesome. And I enjoy it. I mean, I don't do it as much, so I get to show off a little bit, show the guys I know them more. Yeah. But anyway, so I made the decision. I said, you know what? Because my track record would have been me mad, the hole's hard to dig, the shovel breaks, I'm angry, I didn't do it good enough. Patrick comes home. Patrick comes home, I didn't do it good enough, because the energy around it wasn't good enough. because I was powerless and I was flailing around like a little child, right? Because I couldn't find choice. I stood up that day and I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do it well, and I'm going to do it within a time frame because I got a basketball game at 4 o'clock with the boys down in the other neighborhood. And I'm going to do it within a certain time frame, and I'm just going to do it. And I'm not going to have expectations of it making me happy or not. I'm going to do it. So I got my stereo out. I set it on the back porch, and I had a Black Sabbath album. It was Black Sabbath, I think, number 2. It was one of my favorite ones. And I said, and they're pretty long songs. I said, I'm going to dig a fence post by the time each song's done. And I turned on the stereo, I put the CD in. I had to rip it out. It wasn't like a phone. I had to take it out of my room, find an extension cord, put it in. I pushed CD on, and for song 1, I needed to have 1 fence post dug. Song 2, I needed to have another fence post dug. Song 3, I needed to have another fence post dug. So, needless to say, I've digged the 5, 10, whatever, however many it was, within like 3 or 4 songs, because there's one song on there that lasts 15 minutes. You know, Joe knows what I'm talking about. But, so I end up doing it, and what am I doing? I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm doing the same exact task. I'm in the same exact circumstance, but I am powerful at this point. I have set, it is now my task. It is now my directive. It's no longer directive from above that I had no choice in. I've taken ownership, I've taken the choice, and I've made the choices to change it. So guess what? Now the holes, man, those are almost too good. Like, they're a little too deep. You know, maybe we'll have to backfill something. That was the reaction when he gets home. The reaction when I got to go play basketball on time was fine. Because I did it. And it's stupid and it's goofy. But I found choice in a circumstance that most of the time I would have not felt like I had a choice in. I found that choice, as goofy as it was. So no matter what, if you're powerless, if you feel like you don't have an ounce of power in your body whatsoever, all you got to do is go find one choice. One choice, and you can find that link to the power, because the choice and power walk hand in hand. So what we do, I'll go real quick. I just got a couple points. I always like brotherhood. I think really if we were supposed to be here down here by ourselves, we'd be born like pineapples one at a time. And we would live our life alone, and we would wander around the world, and we would go home. I don't think that's why we're here, so I really lean on brotherhood a lot. So just a couple thoughts I had on your brother and its power and his choice. If I'm resisting or in resistance to somebody else's power, I'm not honoring the choices they're making. Because I can't honor the choices they're making and be in resistance to their power. Because these are little twinsies walking down side by side. If I honor the choice they make, I'm not going to resist their power. So if I want to walk around powerfully recognized and honored myself, through energy, giving and receiving, we're always communicating, we're always going back and forth. If I want that for myself, I need to give it. I need to recognize and honor other people's power, and the easiest way to do that is honor their choice. You don't have to be attached to their choice. It doesn't make you have a thought, a judgment about their choice. You can say, Bonnie, you chose that. I wouldn't have chose that. But gosh, you're powerful. And then what Bonnie's going to do the next time I make a choice and I won't feel powerful, Bonnie's going to say, David, you're powerful. And we're going to see each other as that. And we can have totally different choices and paths and whatevers. But we're going to walk harmoniously instead of butting up to each other. I'm a young father. I have a young toddler. So there's tantrums. There's these things. There are tantrums. I'm sure you guys don't know about them, but...
she forgives you.
Yeah, they're nice. So I wish I could say I'm awesome at them all the time, but I'm not. But it's really powerful to watch a child having a tantrum, and then to watch me not honor her choice of having that tantrum. And what does it become instantly? When I go, stop, you're embarrassing me, grab her arm, stop. It becomes a power struggle. It becomes a power struggle, and then I have to, through my choices, I've agreed to engage in this power struggle, and then it becomes head on head. So it escalates, and then we both look goofy. And then I look like the parent that has no clue, which mostly I don't. No clue what I'm doing, and God, if it's in public, they think I'm just a doofus, right? Where's the mom? Dad can't handle it alone. But which is the antithesis of what I've been taught in society and everything, that we need to control our children. If I allow my toddler to express her choice of having a tantrum, and I allow her to express her power in that form, she'll do it. It'll be half as long, and she'll always come back to me happier, because I didn't have to be her enemy, because I just honored her choice. And it's really cool. And then I look like super dad, like I know what I'm doing. So anyway, a goofy example of that. All right, so choice and power. Basically, my whole point is they're all together. If you can find choice, you can always find power, no matter what the situation. If you can honor someone else's choice, you can honor their power. Therefore, you don't need to fight them, because there's no need for a power struggle. You could seriously coexist harmoniously with somebody on the exact opposite spectrum of you as far as ideals, beliefs, and patterns. And it may not be in the same room, but it's in the same brotherhood. It's in the same group that we want to raise. So anyway, I was looking I'm like, yeah, man, it's church. I got to find something about Jesus or God or something, right? And I joke, but metaphysically, we're metaphysical Christians. We know that energy, honestly, everything is God. So energy is God. Participation with brotherhood is God. Recognizing your own tyrancy is participating with God. But I'm driving in this morning, and I'm just thinking, trying to figure out what to say. And I just was reminded, if you go through and listen and read Jesus' actions, his healings, when people want to follow him, anytime he interacts with humanity, as far as person to person, there's always a choice given. There's always a choice. Would you be healed? Those with ears, listen. If you want to follow me, cool. You might have to give up everything you own. I'll take you. But it was never, hey, come follow me. It was like, all right, you're here, you want to do it. Go sell all your house and stuff, and then come back to me and we'll go. So it was always choice-based. His healings, his teachings, everything choice-based. So Jesus, by doing that, isn't telling us what to do and how to behave. Jesus is empowering us because there's a choice within it. Would you be healed? Yes. Okay. Jesus is an example, a way shower, pathfinder. Jesus is an example of Christ in humanity. And that example works through choice. Because in order for Christ to expand in humanity, it has to come from power within. So if there's not choice given, there's no real power behind it. Now, church and Christianity throughout the years, again, history thing, so I'm not saying anything directly. I'm just saying if we open our eyes, we can see what's been done. Church, through rules and taking choice away, has tried to do what? Retain power that way. So religion has therefore become, in some people's eyes, do's and don'ts. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. You don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. If you don't do this, you won't go to heaven. Because that is just an inherent way we're trying to take that power. Jesus stood forth and gave choice. So Jesus stood forth and empowered people. God gives us what? The one big thing, God, we have no matter what. Anybody? Free will. I knew Bonnie sat up here for a reason. We have free will. What is free will? We can make choices. God says, go out there, make a choice, empower yourself, and let your Christ shine to empower the whole. If we were not supposed to be powerful, if we were not supposed to grow our strength individually and as a group, we wouldn't have choice. We would walk around, we would be the plant. The plant goes instinctually where the sun and the rains are. The plant doesn't say, I like that one over there. I could build a little plant house. Let me go over there. We have free will. We are given the opportunity to choose, which means we are supposed to be powerful. If we didn't have the opportunity to choose, we wouldn't supposed to be powerful. That did not sound right. But somebody got it.
Choose your words.
Somebody got it. So, with this, do we not feel the excitement of possibilities? Or do we feel the dread of making bad choices? No. So, if we know that power and choice are linked and that choice has power in it, my last thing, what are we choosing? Because what we're choosing, we're empowering. Are we choosing temporary? Are we choosing eternal? Are we choosing spirit? Are we choosing world? What are we choosing? Because by choosing it inherently, we are empowering that. So, I'm not saying don't choose whatever you want. Choose it with your eyes open. Because now we know choice and power walk hand in hand. So as my choice gets bigger, my power gets bigger. What am I empowering? What am I choosing? Am I choosing to honor my brothers and sisters? Then I'm empowering my ability to be the Christ on this world and let love take the lead. If I'm choosing to nitpick and judge, I'm empowering that energy of judgment, self-doubt, hatred. Really, it's what it becomes. What am I empowering through my choice? Good?
Yes.
All right, let's take a minute. We'll anchor it in. So if you put your feet on the floor, close your eyes. And I want you to just see yourself and envision a white column of light dropping down over you. And I want you to look at your feet in this light and just look, gradually start going up the light. And as you look up the light, you feel yourself moving up as well. Look up, move up. When you get to a spot, I want you to just envision what it looks like. Maybe a garden, maybe a desk, maybe whatever. Just a spot you can rest. And in this spot, I want you to ask Jesus the Christ to stand next to you. And take a minute to really envision what that means to you, what that looks like. Without prejudgment, just let it float in. And here in this energy, I want you to stand and at the very least thank Jesus for the opportunity of choice. Thank you for the opportunity of choice. And I want you to, if you can and if you want to, I want you to just quietly find something. A choice you can make in this moment right here with the energy of the Christ standing with you. Some choice you can make, some powerful choice. And if you want to, make it. Make it in this energy. And if you don't, just be in the energy. God, in this energy of the Christ, we ask that your energy flood through us and allow us the vision to see our choices and allow us the faith and love to execute those choices and really express our power in a harmonious way. And we are grateful for this opportunity of free will. And we make just this one choice in this space right now. And we honor it. And we let it go. And then come back down the column of light. Looking back down as you go. Notice the whatever the ground, your feet, energy just getting closer, closer. Till you're in your chair again. In this chair, I choose to see choice. Simple as that. So it is. You can open your eyes. Good? Easy homework? Just go find a choice somewhere. Go find a choice and make it. Thank you.